The bag is packed with the sticks. The drinks are cold. And the scorecard's ready to go. Time to hit the links.
I think that he deserves to be on the team.
Yes.
But if he picks himself as a captain and he tries to do both, it sets a very dangerous precedent moving forward.
I don't know if it does because I don't know if we're going to be in this position again.
It's time to go on the team.
We're golfers, man. We're weird.
Sponsored by Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort.
Yeah, I don't care too much about other things outside of golf.
And Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Let's give the people what they want. The original
By
script.
the people, you mean you.
Yeah.
Alongside PGA Tour Live Stephen Watson, here's Gabe Neitzel.
Again, I'm always conflicted this time of year because golf is really good in Wisconsin right now. Like, it is good. It is fantastic. Like, I cannot imagine
baby. We're peaking.
having better weather than I did in Madison for the member guest at Blackhawk, which we will certainly get into a little bit later here on the show. But the weather is fantastic. The major season is over. I'm not sure how much we're going to care about the playoffs. Rory doesn't care about the first one. We'll dive into that in just a little bit. But Steven, right as the Open started, he got my attention. Hey, I got a little something here. All right, what and I'm always intrigued when Steven has something and he doesn't want to tell me. Like, it's always intriguing when he's got this little secret and he doesn't even want to tell me until the red lights of the microphones turn on.
Well, now you're building this up to be way bigger than it's going to be. I think when I reflect on this weekend, I thought I would feel more with Cam Young winning.
Oh, Mr. 1000?
I thought I would feel something. Kind of don't feel anything. Like, yeah, happy for the guy.
What, is it because he won by $1 billion?
Perhaps. There were no memorable shots. He just coasted to a win. And, for a guy who's been through a lot of, situations where he's come up short, good for him to run away with one.
Yeah.
But as a viewer, I had nothing.
Nothing? Just didn't feel anything?
Maybe it's just his personality. With Tommy, he's kind of, he's got the accent. Love a good accent.
Well, but
he
Tommy
wears his emotions on his sleeve. He, has his cute little son who spoke at Augusta.
But we know Tommy has a personality. I remember the first time realizing that Tommy Fleetwood is kind of a funny guy, and unfortunately it came at Team USA's expense.
Yeah.
So the 2018 Ryder Cup, when him and Francesco Molinari, and they were calling him Mollywood, when the two of them went 5-0 at the Ryder Cup, and they did the Euro Tour, now the DP World Tour, put out a video of those two going to bed together. And you remember that video?
I do. DP World Tour videos are the best.
They're fantastic. And the fact that these guys are willing to play along, it's what makes the European Tour a lot of those guys so endearing because it shows a personality. And guys, a lot of the Americans on the PGA Tour, like Patrick Cantlay, would never do anything hilarious like that, do a fun video, and then be good at it. So yes, Tommy Fleetwood has been for years very endearing.
Just watching his mannerisms on the course, it was kind of just like I've been here before. His interview with Amanda after was just blah.
What about
there are plenty of athletes that I cover that I'm just like, wow, you are an incredible athlete. You are a terrible soundbite.
But what about he was walking off 18 and he goes, well, where do I go? I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Was that?
That was probably the best moment.
Yeah, that was a moment of genuine reaction.
Yeah,
it was clearly not calculated. You got to see a little bit of the personality. But yeah, I'm with you because
I wanted to see him fall to the 18th or 72nd green. Like Rory did at Augusta. The monkey's off my back. Let's go now.
Yeah, he's been someone who's been in our consciousness for a couple of years now, and just hasn't been able to get over that hump.
For a lot of people, the best golfer without a win.
Yeah, and what makes him to me unique is he is just one of the handful of guys I think that when the golf gets harder, when you're playing a true test of championship golf, at the majors. He steps up and shines through. At the really hard golf courses, he finds a way to be better and separate himself. And that's why it was kind of interesting that he hadn't had a win yet, because his major resume is honestly, well, now that he's got a PGA Tour win, it's not the same. But he's got, he's finished top 10 in the Masters 2 out of 4 times. Finished top He's finished top 5 at a PGA, top 5 at a U.S. Open, 2 top 10s at the Open Championship. Like, he has played some really good golf in majors, and the fact that that resume over the last 4 years, hadn't had a PGA Tour win, it was kind of confusing. Again, you compared him to Tommy Fleetwood, who also has a very stellar, doesn't have the major championship, but a stellar major record. And you're going, how is this guy not winning on the PGA Tour? So I think that is a very comparable player.
Is he in now for September?
I think it still probably depends on having a solid finish throughout the playoffs. I think having, like, if he, well, there's not really a miscut, but if he finishes bottom of the field and it's just not really a factor running to Atlanta, then I think he can still be left off.
He's ranked 16th right now in the FedEx Cup standings, so he has to do something pretty wrong to not be at East Lake.
But if he finishes 68th this week, if he has bad finishes and still somehow makes it to the final 30, I think there would be a pretty legit explanation as to why you would leave him off.
I'm ready to talk about the FedEx Cup playoffs. This is always a hot topic on this show.
Okay.
Year 5 for us, and this is now a new look to the FedEx Cup playoffs. They're no longer going to do the staggered...
A new look for the champion, I guess. I mean, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Like the playoffs and everything is still kind of the same, but...
Fair. Do you like the fact that they don't weight strokes anymore based on your performance on the year?
I do. It was just weird. My favorite thing was the Shotgun Start podcast called it the Net Golf, the Net Championship, the Net Tour Championship, because, again, you're starting with strokes. It was just weird. I understand why the PGA Tour did it. I guess I just didn't see the problem of having a FedEx Cup champion and a champion of that tournament. Like, I think of when Tiger won, and it was his first win in forever when he won back in 2018. Like, he had the one trophy, and then I think it was Justin Rose won the FedEx Cup that year.
Yep.
So the two of them are there together. I guess I didn't have that big of an issue with
me at all.
Yeah, like that never bothered me.
It's so confusing because essentially the FedEx Cup winner is also the player of the year, right? Like, Scottie Scheffler is going to hold that trophy, win or lose.
Yeah.
In Eastlake, and he deserves it. So give him the $18 million.
Yeah.
And then give the $3 million.
They're spreading out throughout, the regular finish. So they're spreading out the money that you would have gotten at the end a little bit more evenly throughout these playoff events. But I'm glad they went away from that. I still think they need a solution, because golf is not one of those sports where the playoffs make a ton of sense. Right? In team sports, it makes sense because you're going head-to-head and you're working your way through the bracket.
Unless you're going to do a bracket. Unless you're going to do a match play.
Correct.
It makes no sense.
And I think that's still potentially on the table for the future, but I can't imagine they actually do a match play, because why would you not just do the match play that was in the middle of the season for all that time and not keep that? And they obviously ran away from that because they just don't think it's good enough TV viewing. It's too much of a risk because you could, all these guys are really good. Any one of them that were to make some sort of 16-person bracket at the end of the season, like the 16 seed, could easily beat Scottie Scheffler over 18 holes. Could easily happen because the talent gap isn't, while his talent gap with most players is very vast over the course of 4 days, over one 18-hole round, Scottie can lose that.
Yeah.
And
but
it's
let him
too
go
much
lose
of a risk.
that. I don't know. It sounds more fun than what the setup looks like now.
Yeah, look, I'm right there with you. And the question then becomes, how much can the playoffs matter when your second best player this year, Rory Mcllroy, is skipping the opening events?
This is a big problem. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what is going on with Rory and the character arc that we've seen since his win at Augusta. It was a hangover effect, but now it feels like it's a character effect as well. And I'm a little bit concerned of kind of where Rory goes from here, because he's quickly losing a lot of fans.
But so if you are a fan who's offended that Rory's missing this event, you probably need to check yourself. Tiger did this all the time. When they went to the FedEx Cup playoffs initially, and Tiger's won 3 of these things because he was so far up in the standings where he'd be 1 or 2, same spot that Rory's in, he'd do the math. Okay, if I don't show up to this event, what do I have to do to still make the championship? Oh, okay. Oh, so I can skip that first event and really have no penalty whatsoever? Okay, then I'm skipping that first event. Like, I have no problem with Rory doing this. This is something that players have done forever. And again, maybe that's the flaw in the setup of the PGA Tour. When you've had a year like Rory has, winning multiple times, winning a major. So the only one who's above you is Scotty, who's won 2 majors. And in terms of the FedEx Cup standings, like, yeah, I don't have a problem with this.
That surprises me.
Really, I just don't. I mean, again, Tiger used to do this all the time. All the time.
Yeah, but he was Tiger. He was one of one. Rory is a guy who wants to be the face of golf until he doesn't anymore. I think that's like the mental battle I'm struggling with. Is like, do you want to be the guy or not?
I don't think he does anymore. He just wants to play golf on his terms. He wants to play golf. He wants to be able to set his own schedule. And if you've had the year that he has had, I also look at this as he has had one of the 2 best years on tour. In the NFL, if you have one of the 2 best years, what do you get? In Major League Baseball, we talk about this all the time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I am begging for the Brewers to get one of those buys because anything can happen in a 3-game series. And if you have a good enough regular season, you get a bye into the divisional round.
Yeah.
Rory's had a good enough season. He's basically just getting a bye into the BMW. That's the way I'm looking at it. He's had that good of a season where he can now skip this and still be in perfectly good standing by the time we get to the BMW in 2 weeks.
So why is Scotty not skipping?
Scotty wants the money? I don't know.
Scotty's way more comfortable in the first seed than Rory is in the second.
Yeah, Scotty could. And if Scotty decided to skip it, I would not have a problem with it. Because Scotty could skip it. And that would be his decision. That's what you've earned after having the regular seasons that those 2 did to me. And look, if you don't want to go to TPC Memphis,
nobody wants to go.
That's what I'm saying.
To Southwind and play in 150 degrees. I understand. I get it. But you're talking about your premier sponsor.
See Glover, Lucas 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't need to see any more of that, please.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
If he's in khakis again, like khaki pants,
I hope he is.
And we're going to watch him sweat for 4 straight days.
I hope so. I hope he's near the top of the leaderboard. See if he's, just see if he's learned any lessons of, hey, maybe don't wear the khakis.
Is this where we've gotten to? We would rather see Lucas Glover's, ass sweat than Rory play good golf?
Well, no, I wouldn't rather see that. But I guess I just don't have a problem if he is going to exercise the right to, hey, I've had a good enough season. I don't need to be there. I don't have a problem with that.
I struggle with the playoff part of it. You got to make me care about playoff events. And if your second best player in the world doesn't care about playing in an event, I have a problem as a consumer. Why should 100%, I 100%.
Yeah. No, look. And to me, that's a PGA Tour problem. Like the PGA Tour, and here's why I probably defend Rory more than I should. And it's hard to defend some of the things that he has said throughout the course of what's happened since he's won the major, since he won the Masters. He's earned the right.
PGA is really where everything went south.
Yeah, where he, saying that he doesn't have to meet with the media. He can do it he's earned the right to do whatever he wants. While I agree with that sentiment, saying it out loud it comes off entitled and bratish. It's not great. Not a great look.
So does skipping a playoff event, in my opinion.
And again, but I guess I don't have a problem with it because these are the rules that the PGA Tour has put out there. They've made it so it's okay for him to skip it and still be in good standing into the BMW. And he's tried to help out the PGA Tour and be the face of the tour. And the tour's left him high and dry how many times? How many times? So he's not going to do any more favors.
Definitely, I understand. That's what this is about more than anything.
I understand the bitterness that he probably has towards the tour because he stuck his neck out and he just got run over by the bus that Jay Monahan was driving.
I defend Rory to the end of time.
So if he
was treated in that situation.
So I guess I understand of him just going, hey, I'm going to do whatever I want now. I tried to do the right thing. I tried to help out the tour. And Jay Monahan was a coward, wouldn't speak. So then I had to speak in certain situations. And that made me look like a fool because then he was doing things that I didn't even know about. So I understand if he's just like, hey, this is my tour. I'm not going anywhere. But also, if you guys are going to do whatever you want, then I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with all of that. And I completely believe that Rory was in the right and he got left out to dry, by the tour. But I'm just still mentally struggling who is Rory McIlroy right now? You know, when he experienced the highest of highs at Augusta, I thought that was the beginning of something really special. Right now, it feels like the end of his, peak of his career for what he was able to achieve and, be able to check the box of a career Grand Slam, which he earned all of that. But since that, he feels like a completely different person.
I think he's honestly probably had to ask himself that. And I think he's hinted at that when he talked about, I don't want to call it a problem, but for lack of a better word right now, I will, like a motivation problem he had.
Yeah.
And he found that motivation again, going back to his home country, and he played well at Portrush. Played well there. Had the motivation to make sure he was ready and ready to go. So I think that's part of the question that Rory has to answer for himself going forward. Hey, how am I motivating myself? What really, truly matters? And I think that's part of the reason we've seen a little Jekyll and Hyde from him. Because he seemed to go back to the jovial Rory that we loved at Portrush, right? The guy that...
Well, if he wasn't jovial at Portrush.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it reminded me more of the guy that we saw leading up to and at the Masters than the one we saw post-Masters. You know, so he seemed better. He seemed like the Rory that we have gotten to know over how many years? The one that was crying up at Whistling Straits because he felt like he let his team down at the Ryder Cup because of how much that meant to him. And like that was the type of Rory I feel we got at Portrush. What one we get going forward? Because again, he hasn't played, so he hasn't done any media, so didn't have to give an explanation to anyone as to why he's skipping this. I'm sure he'll be asked when he shows up for his media session at the BMW in 2 weeks. So that'll be the first time we get that. And I'm curious to see, how does he handle those questions? Is he going to be combative with it? Or is he going to be, hey, this is just the way it is. You can have your questions. I'll answer them. But this is how I feel about it. Or is he going to be, hey, I can do whatever I want?
Yeah. Well, I know in September he's going to be jovial Rory because he's going to be playing for Team Europe trying to take down the Americans.
But Ken, so
it's just been it's been something as a Rory fan. I'll even call myself a super fan at this point.
We were rooting hard for him.
I am like mentally struggling with is this guy good or is he now evil? And maybe evil is a little hyperbolic.
Seems strong.
But you know what I mean? Like I want to root for Rory.
Yeah.
That was one of the most enjoyable experiences of my golf fandom was watching him win at Augusta. But since then, it's been like, are your true colors coming out a little bit? Was all this fake? I think there's a lot more to this story that we don't deserve to know.
Sure. Well, and again, he has gone through very publicly, and he hasn't necessarily talked about it publicly, but if a year ago you were so incredibly close to going through a divorce, hey, Rory's getting divorced. Like that was a definitive statement that was made, and now you're reconciling. I'm guessing personally there are probably some issues you got to work through. Like if you're that close to ending it, but then you decide to get back together, I'm guessing you're working on some things too.
Of course.
And I don't want to dive into Rory's personal life because I'm even projecting saying that statement. I think it's a fair thing to say. So, I mean, I'd leave it at that. But I think there are some other things probably going on like that, where he's just working and he's trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else.
Yeah, of course. In any marriage. One thing I will say, and I've said it in the past when we were talking about the greatness of Scotty, how easy Scotty makes that part of his life away from golf look, I think ultimately is something that has made Rory think as well. Like I think as dialed in as Scotty seems to be on and off the course, it's almost intimidating to the rest of the field.
Oh, I got to imagine. And I got to imagine it's something that gets noticed because Rory, I can think of at least 2 examples of him seeing something on the course and going, oh, I have to be better. When Bryson picked up all the speed around the pandemic, and then Rory chased speed to his own detriment, and then kind of started doing it his own way, and now he's got even more speed than he used to. But he did it a different way. Like it felt like he was trying to copy Bryson in the speed that he got quickly versus kind of slowly, gradually building it up the way he has. And now he's like, oh, he just hits it like 187 miles per hour pretty effortlessly now. And then the second thing, last year he was talking about the ease in which Scotty plays on the golf course and how he's not making mistakes and he avoids those bogeys. And maybe that's something that he has to do And I think that kind of helped him have the start of the season that he did. So I don't think it would be a giant leap to go, oh, he also sees how easy that is for Scotty off the course. And maybe he's trying to make some changes to replicate that as well.
Yeah. We'll see.
But it is a problem for the PGA Tour that Rory skips. Again, to me, it's not a Rory problem. It's a PGA Tour problem. And I don't know if they're actually going to address it or do anything about it.
The problem is that they think it's about the money, but it's no longer about the money anymore.
No, because there's already so much money out there. Yeah, there's already so much money out there. It's like an NFL player who has a $500,000 workout bonus and just decides, I don't need to show up to OTAs to get that $500K. Guaranteed money I got in the rest of the contract's good enough.
Yep.
Discover a hidden lakeside course in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin at Majestic Oaks. Tee off on a course with over 2 miles of lakefront where wide fairways and challenging greens await. It's a lakeside 18-hole course that offers a golfing experience like no other, like their family golf nights. It's the best one in the state. Everyone can enjoy the game together. So golf, cart, drinks, snacks. It's under $15 per person. If you got a young family, come on. You want to get them in golf? Can't imagine beating golf, drinks, cart, snacks under $15 per person. If you're ready to play, book that tee time today. LakeLawnResort.com and Majestic Oaks Golf Course. Here at On the Tee, we want you to enjoy your golf. And one of the ways that Steven and I decided to do that, Steven did it years ago. I did it more recently. Joining the Wisconsin Country Club. Great, no assessments, no food and beverage minimums, incredible challenging course, top-tier amenities like tennis, pickleball, and a pool. I'm more of the golf side of things. Obviously, Steven uses the golf, but with having a young family, you take advantage of things like the pool.
Yeah.
Which
kids love the kiddie pool. They love the slide.
I was about to say, is the slide good?
Yeah, slide's a cheap.
I've seen it so many times, but I haven't gone down it. Obviously,
it's for all ages, Gabe. you can do it.
I don't think I can just walk up to the pool as an almost 40-year-old dude by myself.
We'll judge you, but you can do it.
See, that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm scared of. But if you're looking for great things...
I've done it all the time.
Well, you go with your kids, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't take solo laps.
Well, yeah, but the kids are there, so there's no judging.
They might judge me.
The kids?
They like it.
Yeah. Oh, the kids are jealous because they want you to take them. Instead, you're taking the solo lap. Get started today and do what Steven and I did. Hopefully, we'll see you out there. WisconsinCountryClub.com. It's just a fairway away. So talking about Rory and, the major golf season being over on really now everywhere because the women just wrapped up the major golf season with the Women's Open this past weekend as well. Is there a moment, and this is our gem of the week, brought to you by the Jewelry Center, engagement rings, wedding bands, gifts for that special someone, even repairs. It all happens at the Jewelry Center. Visit any one of the 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or online, shoptjc.com. So my question for you, Stephen, I think it was a pretty good major season. I think it was a really good major season.
Very good.
What was the best moments of the 2025 major season?
I feel like the Rory's kind of in a class of itself.
But see, I think there's a couple of different ones you can take.
You're talking
from
about,
Rory.
Are we talking about a shot? Are we talking
shot? Yeah, shot, moment, whatever however you interpret it.
Okay. Then I have a 2-horse race.
Because I've got, I think there's, to me, there's a couple from Rory. We
can do a 1 through 10 of Rory.
And then there's what Scotty did on the Saturday of the PGA.
Yeah.
And just kind of going, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm the best one here, so y'all are going to have to chase me down. And then I think there's JJ's putt.
Yeah. So those would be the 3. I'll go 3, 2, 1 on you.
Okay.
Number 3 for me is the JJ Spawn putt. It was incredible. It didn't feel like a walk-off win like when he made it, but then you think about it and you're like, oh, wow, he just won this thing with that putt.
Yeah, he needed a 2 putt in order to do it, but to do it in 1 from 64 feet was pretty incredible.
Yeah. I will put number 2 because I had a chance to witness this moment in person. I know I've shared it if you listen back on, Wisconsin On Demand. Standing on the 17th green, watching Bryson make bogey in the same moment that Scotty Scheffler
on the other
drove
side of the
14
pond.
across the pond at Quail Hollow, and the roar that ensued from that. I'm talking about within 5 seconds, those moments happened. And to be able to have a view looking across the pond, not knowing who hit the shot based on where the ball was, but knowing what the crowd did was like, oh, that was Scotty. That's all you had to know. And that's when the entire PGA Championship turned. And that was kind of a really fascinating view that I had personally, watching Bryson walk off the green, pissed off, and Scotty walk up slowly to the ball that he just drove the green on 14, ended up making his eagle, and that was the start of his incredible 5-under finish on Saturday to end up taking the PGA Championship. Number one for me, man, the shot Rory hit on 15.
Okay, so
it like I can watch that shot tracer all day. The shot he hit on 15 at Augusta.
So to me, it's either because for Rory, it's so many. And not that I forgot about this, but for whatever reason, it was making its rounds again on social media. The shot he hit on 7 on Sunday when he's left in the trees.
That was a harder shot.
Oh, without a doubt. And all of a sudden, like, he's trying to hoist, I think it was a 9-iron, like, out of the trees and go high, which he might be the only player in the world who could hit the shot that he did on number 7. And, like, just the drama of Dottie saying, oh, it clipped part of the tree. And as a Rory fan, your heart's sinking. And there's literally 3 seconds of silence. And all of a sudden, the ball lands. I mean, it rolls out to further, but I swear it lands within 2 feet of the cup.
Well, the coolest part, too, is the camera operator didn't know where it was.
Well, because he had to hit it so high.
He hit it so high, the camera operator can't be thinking he's going for the green here.
Yeah.
It was almost like the ball's coming down. He, like, grabbed his camera. He's like, oh, crap, he's coming for the green. And then you just watch it land right next to the cup. That shot was probably his most impressive of that entire tournament. 15 was like peak drama, sitting on the edge of my couch. Like, what is he going to do? And then watching him shape that ball around the tree with that shot tracer.
Which was an incredible shot. But so was the 8-iron he hit on 17.
Yeah.
That gets him a birdie, so now he just needs a par. And, of course, he bogeys 18. But also, the wedge that he hit, I think, is so underrated because he hit it to in the playoff.
Yeah.
Because he hit a very similar drive. Now, he's a little bit further down there in the playoff, so he hit slightly a better drive, but they were both, picture perfect on 18. And the first time around, he blocks the wedge into the bunker. Blocked it into the bunker. So now you got to face these demons. And, oh, by the way, Justin Rose, he didn't necessarily stuff it, but he had a pretty damn good shot.
Yeah,
like
he's got
a very makeable putt of like 12 to 13 feet. So now you have the pressure of, well, he just hit a pretty good shot. It's definitely a putt that he can make. Last time I was standing over the shot, I blocked it into the bunker. And then for him to stuff it to 4 or 5 feet, whatever it was. And Justin misses, obviously Rory makes, and that's it. But I feel that wedge, to me, is probably the one I want to remember the most because of everything else that around him that went into it. Now, again, the shot on 15, after hitting quite possibly the worst wedge anybody who was winning the Masters by that many has ever hit. Oh, that's probably not true because Jordan Spieth made a big number on 12 one time and chicken winged a wedge into Rays Creek.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not true. But to block a wedge as bad as he did after laying up on 13, and then to be able to hit that par 3 or that par 5 and 2 on 15, the way he had to do it, because you're thinking, well, there's no way he's going to be able to. If he's hitting a draw, there's no way he's going to stop it in time. Oh, he's hitting the highest draw you've ever seen in your life. Like that, the skill level there is just unbelievable. But the mental part of being back on 18 after making the mistakes he did to hit a completely different shot to give him a completely different outcome, like that to me is like the ultimate Rory McIlroy experience.
It was a thrill ride, but it also goes to just show what separates these golfers from us is like the mental fortitude and like the ability to lock in and just completely be a goldfish, forget about what just happened, even his caddy saying, hey, we would have taken this.
Yep.
If you asked me Monday morning, where would you be? You'd be teeing off in a playoff. You would take it. And for his ability to reset and the golf gods deliver the exact same shot to him one hole later, 30 minutes after he just put it in the sand, and for him to just be able to grind through that. And that ball would have been shanked so far right off my club face if I had to hit the exact same shot.
Or you're pulling it left.
Oh, yeah, just like an overcompensation.
Into the spot where it's just deader than dead on 18 at Augusta, right? If you're left of the green there, that ball's just dead. You're just done.
I mean, we'll never have the opportunity to play golf where it means that much and
Sure.
that much pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely had the same shot. And what do? You try to overcompensate.
Yeah, like,
So-
last time I did this, so I got to make sure.
Yeah, that
Oh.
one's going way left.
Oops.
Yeah, man. That date ruled.
Yeah.
I want that Rory back.
Yeah, so do I. And maybe we'll get him back. Again, we got to wait and
But
see.
not beating Team USA. I want him back sooner than the Ryder Cup, and then maybe the Ryder Cup he can choke and cry again.
Because he feels like he let his team down in the United States. There's watching the Brewers, and then there's watching while golfing at X Golf inside American Family Field. I mean, come on. Brewers, the hottest team, best team in baseball. Plus, you can play a little golf. Book a sim bundle for $70 per person, or go big with the sim double play for $50 per person. And includes a game ticket, 2 premium sims, seating for your group, just 22 people minimum. Price is crazy low. Group options are endless. Plus, regulars grab the $100 season membership for 50% off sim time all season long. So book your game day at X Golf inside American Family Field, open to the public 7 days a week. With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. Book your next tee time. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog. Is there anything that compares in golf to the big old switcheroo when you're sitting with a really good putt, 4 or 5 feet, and then somebody bombs it in, and all of a sudden, like, oh, now I have to make this putt just to tie the hole? Like, you think you're in control, you're winning. And I know, like, whenever you see guys playing, like, the Ryder Cup or match play stuff, you always have to expect the unexpected. But I feel when you're playing at our level of golf, maybe you're not always expecting that, and there's always a little bit of a disappointment, because that seemingly consistently happened to me and my partner at the Blackhawk member guest this past week.
Is there anything scarier than a meaningful 4-foot putt?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, so it happened a couple of times. One, I thought I was in the driver's seat. I drove the green on 10 at Black. There's Blackhawk. If you haven't been there are a lot of very short holes, but it's very, very tight. So sometimes, there are a couple of greens that are drivable, 10 being one of them. And I hit a perfect shot back of the green. I had 15 feet for eagle. I had somebody bombing a 25, 30-footer for birdie. So now it's like, now I have to make this to win? And you miss it and you tap in. It happened to me.
At least you didn't 3-putt.
Yeah, right. Oh God, that would have been just the worst. And then another time on one, which I had played it a handful of times, had missed a couple of very short putts on that green, and I stuff another one this time around to 4 feet. Guy bombs in a 35-footer from the bottom of the green. Just now I have to make. Fortunately, I made it. But you're just going from we're now in control of this match to crap.
We're just trying to survive.
But but there's also no better feeling when you're the one bombing it in.
Ugh.
But it's just, it's just such, we've all been that guy in both situations.
Truly.
It's the most exhilarating feeling when you're playing match play, and the most defeating playing when you're playing match play, when somebody just bombs in a putt when you think you're in control.
I guess one way to look at it is at least you were setting yourself up better. Like, if you're talking about the process and moving forward.
Sure.
You were giving yourself better looks. There are just those days where bombs are going to be dropped on you, and there's nothing you can do. It's more about controlling can I consistently make the 4-footers that matter?
Yeah. I mean, but there's and it's one of those things that's so unique to golf, that you just love about playing match play. It's also another reason why if you ever find yourself playing in a member guest, getting out of your pot is hard. It's just so hard. It makes you, if you ever get out of your pot, it makes you appreciate it just a little bit more, because of the random things that can happen over 5 different 9-hole matches that you end up playing.
Well, the one thing about putting, too, is it's probably the great equalizer in the game.
Oh, yeah.
In that, you might have a 15 handicap who's dropping 40-foot bombs, but tee to green, you're going to get there faster, more consistently. But once you get on the green, it's kind of just like, hey, I miss plenty of 3 to 5 foot putts.
Well, you don't, but
no, I really do.
No, again, I don't know why you keep insisting this. Maybe because we haven't played enough golf this year together. It's been tough for us to match up schedules and actually play golf together. But you keep saying this, and I just don't believe it.
Let me talk you through something right now.
Okay.
I made a change.
Why do I believe more in your putting than you do? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I'm a little mentally weak with that club right now, which it's not good.
That's
not good. So I made a change. I'm not ready to give up on her yet. She's been with me since 2016.
No,
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
What?
But I went with
We have had this conversation about how that club, that putter, has been with you longer than
my wife.
Than your wife.
Yes, we met
that
before.
Your relationship with your putter is the longest relationship outside of like family that you have.
I gave her a little Botox, okay? I went with a new putter grip in season.
Okay. Putter grip.
Come on.
Putter grip.
What do you think? I'm not going to tell you. I love her.
Whew. I was worried because you said something, again, off the air, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago.
Thought about cheating on her.
You were talking about getting a brand new putter.
Yeah.
And so I thought you were going with a brand.
A lot of people trying to get the lab in my hands.
I don't think I could ever do a lab.
It's just, I can't look down seriously at it.
That's the problem.
But people who do it, played with a guy last week who was rolling putts from off planet Earth. And he goes, it's the lab putter, man. And but I look at it and I'm like, gosh, that is just hard on the eye.
And maybe you can get used to it. But I feel like, for me, so much putting is like attitude and confidence.
It is 100% confidence.
And if I'm looking down at a lab, especially the one that has like the big circle behind it, like,
yeah,
I'm going, okay, I'm so bad at putting that this is what I had to resort to. Like, I couldn't do it. I just could not do it.
It's truly like you put a broomstick with a brick on the bottom and they just sold it for like $300 million.
Yeah. So what kind of grip did you put on your putter?
So I replaced it with the exact same grip.
Okay. Just a regrip.
No,
okay.
Yeah, just a regrip.
Oh, okay. You were making it seem like it was bigger than it was.
Don't get me wrong. Went over to the PGA, Superstore yesterday, and I was dabbling. I was close, Gabe. I was close to giving in. I wanted to try the spider. I want to start putt like Scotty a little bit. Tried the lab for 2 seconds. Looked down. I said, no, I can't. I just can't do it. I put a couple in the hands. Just wanted to, my grandfather always told me, you can look at the menu, doesn't mean you have to order. So
yeah, look, I mean, again, trying it, whomst among us hasn't walked into a Golf Galaxy, a PGA Tour Superstore. I mean, the putting mat's right there.
I'm a little nervous.
You grab a couple and you just, let's just see how this feels.
Yeah, she might find out about it and she might be mad at me tomorrow, when I get out there and play.
Wait, so was this happening while she was getting regripped? You decided to try other putters?
I walked in there, I put her on the rack, and I walked around and I wanted her to see that I wasn't happy with her. So we tried out a couple of different putters.
Okay.
It was rolling nicely. Looked over.
So, again, you tried a spider.
There.
Did you think about like a mallet from Scotty Cameron, anything like that?
Yeah. I tried a plethora of options.
Okay.
But, I dug down deep and I said, let's just try a little makeover. And got the exact same putter grip installed. They told me that I was overpaying for the putter grip. And I was just like, whatever. This is
what it is. Yeah.
I'm going to get the same grip because that grip on that club has done some really good things for me over the years.
Yeah, it has.
And so I'm eager to get back on the golf course and have a little mental reset and hope that she delivers and my Excalibur is back.
Do you need what's the issue? Like, do you just need a little more practice time? I've got like a Pels putting platform where you kind of roll it through. Yeah,
that's probably number one. Number two, and I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses because it's definitely me. Like I think my pacing's a little off, but I also find myself playing a lot of different golf courses now.
This is a golf show. If we're talking about our personal golf, if you're not making excuses, people are going to actually wonder if you're playing golf.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm making excuses. I think I'm playing too many different golf courses that I don't have consistency in my greens.
Sure.
And my speed is off.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to go pinky up here. Yeah, I played Milwaukee Country Club last week.
Whoa! How do you do?
Yeah, I know. I am not that guy, but I got an invite, played it.
Okay.
First 5 holes, I 3-putted. This is part of where the breakup. I almost removed her from the bag. I'm playing with a guy with a lab putter. Got the whole pitch.
I feel like it's a cult at this point. Like, they're out there just trying to preach the virtues of lab putters. Like, if you know somebody, because that's the way they all are. Once they switch, they all swear by it. They just swear by it.
But, just like any marriage, you might have a fight.
Yeah.
But we love each other. And I stuck with her through it, started making some putts.
Okay.
I was terrible through the first 5 or 6 holes. I finished 2 under for the final 12 holes.
Ooh.
It was fun. And she just reminded me of, our life together.
You know what? I think you just had to take care of her. The regrip, I do that because I have a little bit of a thicker super stroke, so I feel like it wears down a little bit quicker, kind of going in and out of the bag. So I feel like every 2 years I want to regrip. Every once in a while, I just got to take care of her. Get that new grip on, just make everything good.
You're tougher than me. You play in some elements more than I do, so you probably get, it was really the Scotland trip that, my putter grip kind of went down, and I'm just making more excuses now.
Yeah.
But
again, you just got to take care of her every once in a while, and then she's going to treat you the way
I'm happier.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I can't wait to hear how the rest of the season treats you.
I hope I have some good stories to tell you. I hope we don't get closer to a breakup.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried.
It's
about
the
that.
closest I've ever gotten.
Yeah, I know. When you were flirting and telling me you were actually thinking about changing putters, that's.
Do you just have this vision of me at the PGA Superstore, like walking around trying these putters and just like looking back at my club, feeling like, you see this?
Yeah,
see this?
I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done that with my putter watching me, but I've always done it kind of behind my putter's back.
I kept the cover on, so maybe she couldn't fully see.
She couldn't fully see everything going on. If you want to play Erin Hills, it's Golf Digest 10th ranked public course in the nation. Charming overnight accommodations and a championship golf experience. Steven and I absolutely love this place. Of course, hosted the 80th Women's Open earlier this year.
That's where I need to go to get my putting right, because it's totally on me.
Yeah, as good as those greens are.
Yeah.
As good as those greens are. So, I mean, again, in a month, we'll be out there.
Maybe I'll visit with her.
Tuesday after Labor Day, we're going to be out at Erin Hills. I can't wait. Erin Hills, championship golf in Wisconsin. Plan your trip and see how much you love it, like Steven and I do. ErinHills.com. It is now time for our Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All here on the tee. We talked about it earlier, PGA Tour playoffs. 70, although only 69 are playing this week with Rory missing, meaning only 50 can qualify for the BMW, which Steven will be on the call for, by the way, next week, PGA Tour Live. So make sure you're checking out early round coverage over on ESPN+. Who is at or near that bubble right now, Steven?
Yeah, we'll go 45 to 55 because the top 50 make their way to Caves Valley in Baltimore next week. 45, Akshay Bhatia. 46, Siwoo Kim. 47, Jake Knapp. 48, your boy, Jordan Spieth.
It's tight. It's not great.
49, Wyndham Clark. Would be fine with him missing. 50, Minwoo Lee. 51, JT Poston. 52, Kurt Kitayama, despite his win at the 3M. 53, Bud Cauley. 54, Joe Highsmith. 55, Aaron Rye.
Wow, this is why I like what they've done, at least for this version of playoffs, where they've cut down, used to be 100, then they go down to 70, and then 30. I like going 70 to 50, because these are, you've listed off guys who have won this year. Minwoo Lee, Aaron Rye's had a really good year. You mentioned Kurt Kitayama, who just recently won. A lot of PGA Tour winners this year who are potentially on the outside looking in, unless they play well this week. I'm still hoping for a good week out of Jordan Spieth. I need to see something out of him. He's still so much on that bubble for the Ryder Cup. My one call, that's all, is I need to see a little bit more out of Jordan this week.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to go right on the 50 mark because I think he's so great for the game. Minwoo Lee, my one call, that's all. I just want to see him find his way to Baltimore. I think he is such an enjoyable style of golf. Big misses, but man, when he is on,
very relatable style of golf.
Yeah, truly. When big driver, incredible short game. When he gets the putter going, he's a top 10 player in the world. I truly believe that. And I think Minwoo Lee, at a golf course where you can go super low, watch out.
Still plenty of things to talk about in the golf world. Maybe a little more personal golf next week. We'll do it all